This story is brought to you by tapeatale.com.
As I rolled down the window and looked outside the car, the sky had draped itself in an orangish red color. The sun had called it a day and the moon was dimly visible. As I turned my gaze to the other side, there, there I could witness his immortality. That even freaked me out at times. Today's story is about one of the most awaited days of my school life. We were in the second half of 2008, about to break for our preparatory leaves. A month before the last day came the big announcement, the much awaited school picnic. As 10th standard kids, we were ecstatic. Within seconds of hearing this news, an enthusiastic round of discussions had already begun. Right from who would wear what on that day, who would sit with whom in the bus, to what snacks we'd be carrying for the bus ride. And since we were 10th standard kids, ideas and emotions were literally overflowing. That evening, I went home with soaring spirits. As soon as I entered in, my emphatic rant began. Amma, we are going to Water Kingdom for school picnic. Ankit is bringing aloo parathas, Sham is bringing Lays and Kurkure, and I have to take idlis for everybody. After hearing me sing the same song for 2 days continuously, Appa finally broke his silence. He said, "Next week is your appointment with the doctor. Once that is over, then we can see if you are ready to go for this picnic or not." Now, I was not going to take this very seriously because who stops a kid from his 10th standard picnic, dude? Moreover, Appa has always been a soft heart. He never denied for anything ever. So I thought, I am anyway going to go. In the next week, we met with the doctor who bluntly denied me being fit for this picnic. He said, "Beta, in the accident, your frontal bone in the forehead got powdered. You are still recovering from a brain injury. I don't think you should go for this trip. You're not at all fit for it. What if someone hits on your head, something unfortunate happens? I would not recommend it." I could feel my castle crumbling right there. A helpless suffocation overtook me. All the way back, I kept trying to convince Appa and Amma, saying, "Arey, I will not sit with everybody in the bus. I will sit in the driver's chamber. Nobody will touch me. Everybody knows how critical this accident was." But they wouldn't budge. With every new passing day, I came up with newer ideas. I will not go inside the water. I will not play with anybody, but I just want to be there. It's my last picnic. You can't deny me from it. But no use. They were pretty clear with their decision this time. I remember that evening before the picnic, as soon as I entered home, I was filled with an intensely bereft feeling. I didn't want that night to pass. I couldn't stand the thought that tomorrow I'm not going for the picnic. You know, especially when you are the kid who makes all the plans. Exactly. Moreover, Appa was my hero. He always had a hack for every situation. But this time, to my disappointment, he never came up with anything. I remember that night I cried myself to sleep. "Krishna, Krishna, wake up, wake up." I could hear Appa calling me out frantically. Half awake, cranky, I reply, "What is the point of getting up? There is no school today. You will not let me go for my picnic, the last picnic of my life. Do you want me to just wake up and sulk the entire day?" To which he replied, "Picnic nahi jane ka hai kya?" I stood shell-shocked at what I heard and I asked him again. He repeated himself and asked me to get ready quickly. I sprinted to the washroom. I got ready within 25 minutes. I was sitting in the car ready to leave. That day, Appa drove me all the way to Water Kingdom in our car. He spent the entire day sitting at a restaurant in Water Kingdom while I spent the entire day living every plan we had made. That was one of the most memorable picnics of my school life. You know, when I look back on that day, I realize how Appa rebuilt me bit by bit, instance after instance, without letting me realize my inabilities. You know, sitting in the car that day, looking at him, I could not stop but think, what is this hero-like man made up of? In spite of going through the entire trauma of my accident, he never gave up on me. He never let me feel inadequate. Indeed, before his death, his immortality kind of freaked me out. But after his death, it's that immortality which has always kept my spirits high and running at every point. Thank you.